guess who is back, y'all? Rod Minger is back, and he has been off, filming, doing great things. I'm so proud of him. He had a birthday last week, and I got your birthday card that I didn't get to give to you. Yeah, why don't you open it up? Well, put it in your seat, though. I put it on your seat.
Okay.
Hold on. Open it up. It's his birthday, and I, wanted to get you a little something,
Stacy, she was standing outside my box. Let me see here. Let's see what's going on here. I'm sorry, I'm not a cute opener. You're so old, and it's a little rooster with a microphone stand on it.
I thought the comedy stuff.
You're so old. You remember when rainbows only came in black and white? Hilarious. Your Social Security number is number 1. Hilarious. You remember when the Dead Sea was only sick? Getting lucky means you found your car in the parking lot.
And I got you. Go ahead.
The candles cost more than the cake. Your back goes out more than you do. Hilarious. You took your driving test on a dinosaur. Even your birthday suit needs ironing. Damn. Happy birthday. You're a dope ass co-host.
And I got you, I scratched it off for you though. See if you won. But what you won, I got him a scratch off. But what you won was another scratch off.
Oh, that's dope.
I scratched it off. It said another scratch off. So I think if you win, you got to split it with me.
So Stacey with the jackpot scratch off.
Yeah, you got to send
it
to me.
I'm actually scared enough to play these. I never buy these.
Oh,
I am so mentally competitive that I'd be pissed at myself for not winning.
Oh wow!
So I don't even put myself in the loop. I'm supposed to win. If I'm scratching, I'm supposed to win.
Well, I want to say happy birthday to Rod, but I want to welcome my beautiful co-host star. We got another co-host.
We got somebody else in the building.
Yes, Miss Sharice B. She comes on monthly, and we talk about life after 40. And we just found out that Rod has life after 30. Was that before our life after 40? Or
yes. I had a company album that came out in April.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Life after 30.
I thought he was copying y'all.
Yeah. Y'all biting. It's okay.
No.
We can
but it's a different.
We can handle it outside of court, though.
Right, but it's a different time. You 30s, we talking 40s. Yeah, so
I get it. It's fair.
So, guys, we got a great show lined up for you today. We got the question of the day that Rod's going to talk about in a second. We got Sharice B. We're going to be talking about finding your higher self. We all about that Zen life and enjoying and just evolving and all that stuff. So we're going to talk about that today.
I love it.
And so you had a question of the day.
I do have a question of the day, and I'm glad we got somebody else here to answer this.
Okay.
So this is for the ladies.
All right.
This is a serious question. No judgment, but just answer the question. Ladies, is it a problem if your best friend or your significant other does not do the online monologue post on your birthday or your anniversary? Is it a problem? If it's your birthday, your best friend don't put the long, stop what you're doing. It's my best friend's birthday since way back when we met, whoop, whoop, whoop. Or your significant other like, oh, I met this beautiful woman on this day back, whoop, whoop, whoop. Is that a problem if you don't get that post?
No, not where I am.
Y'all said it too fast.
No.
Y'all said it too fast.
No.
Okay, so I posted this on my Facebook. It got 300 comments.
Wow.
And I think the comments were 50-50.
Okay.
So some people like, nah, I'm too grown for that. And some people like, he better. Yeah. I was like, what about the friend part though? But see, this is the thing though. Both of y'all have a lot of friends. And y'all are the type of people that have friends where it's automatic that your friends is going to do it. So you kind of spoil. But just take away like your last birthday and they didn't do it. Would you notice?
I would notice, but I'm not going to care that much.
But would you think about it though?
But I think that it's different now, like we said, because the 50-50, it sounds like when you said, I'm too grown for that.
Yes.
So I'm thinking women that have matured, it's like, okay, now if he didn't do nothing or we didn't plan anything, that's a little bit different than you putting it on my wall. You know what I'm saying? Because that really doesn't mean anything because it probably reminded you anyway. So my point is I think it's maturity, and I'm not saying it's just age, but maturity that makes you go, no, I'm not really concerned if they said that. Now 20, when you're 20 or something, it might be like, I know we've been best friends for a long time and you didn't acknowledge me. I'd rather you do that in person.
So you're going to do it in person?
I think it's an individual thing.
I mean, in person or call.
No, what you mean.
Yeah.
But is that a need from a best friend though? Is it a need that your best friend do a post about you?
Not a post, but an acknowledgement of some kind.
So long as there's an acknowledgement, you're fine.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if we're friends, it's Cherie's birthday. Even if I miss it, it may be like happy belated birthday. You know, there's no pressure, you know, whatever. But if you're friends, then that's something kind of you either have in the calendar or you see and you like, oh girl, I'm sorry, I missed it. You just don't like these answers or what?
Okay. No. So I'm gonna ask. Y'all got 10 friends. You feel like out of those 10 friends, how many would be bothered if you didn't give them the happy birthday post? Be honest.
I would say 6 of mine.
6.
Yeah.
See, that's more than 50%. What do you think?
No.
First thing, tell me out.
I would say maybe that I could think off the top, maybe 3.
3 would be a little upset.
That'd be upset because I kind of, like I said, maturity, I think, you know, people I know is like, they wouldn't be devastated or pissed. They may be like, you know, my birthday passed. And you're like, girl, oh, I forgot. Because I'm not really the greatest with birthdays. I should put them in my calendar. But there are certain people like my mom, you know, that you remember your kids. Yeah. But when it be friends sometime, and I know that happens, that will happen for me is that people may be like, I forgot your birthday. Yeah.
I see that. That's fair. That's fair. I respect that. Okay. What about the significant other? So your dude, he got a post.
Because he probably is not even going to be on social media.
Hello. Remember I said that post about the next time you see my man, it'll be at the wedding, like a reveal, like, girl, how long you been dating him? And it's like 3 years.
I can tell you, my wedding gonna pop up like Beyonce's Lemonade album.
I know, that's right.
Like, wait a minute. Wow.
When did you get married? When did y'all date? Keep people out your business because now you put it out there. And I'm not saying you can't, but if you put it out there, then you open it up for the world. If you put on there, you depressed, you open it up for people to go, oh my God, God is with you. But you also put it out to say, this depressed broad, you know, she need it. So be mindful of what you put out there. We're going to talk about stuff like that in the higher self because you get to a point that you don't care. Yeah.
That's facts.
Good question of the day.
I like it.
I want to send a shout out to my girlfriend's daughter, Chloe. Chloe sells, and I love this young entrepreneur, Kylie's lip gloss and lip liner. It's like a kit comes together, and that's what I'm wearing. Yeah. And I will put her information up there because I love to see parents that's teaching their children entrepreneurship and stuff like that. So she's out there doing her little thing with her lip kits and other things as well. So I'll put that in there in case y'all like her. Yeah, she popping. But it's complementing your color. Like, see? You like it? We got to hit them with the shoulders. Hit them with the shoulders. Why you put your shoulders out?
She been swimming.
She been tanning.
Where you been? That's a swim team.
Okay. Oh, so I need to be outside to get my tan line. Okay, so I'll be in the tan. I want a tan. How about that? Because I want some color. Yeah, you need vitamin D. You need sunlight, vitamin D.
Some different one from me.
Yeah, I know.
As much as I possibly
I love to be outside too, but I'm already. I guess this is caramel. What color is this?
The color that I'm trying to get to.
Really?
Yeah.
I be getting cooked though. Sometimes, like when I worked on the ship, I was like I was looking like 10 gigs on. I still got a room though.
Man, last summer I was working outside and I had a really nice dark. It's the darkest I've ever been. And
it just goes
and then in the wintertime, it was like, you're coming back to light skin.
So you come back?
Yeah.
I get so pale in the winter.
Yeah.
I'm like so disappointed.
I don't get pale, but I get ashy. I don't know what it is about when it get cold outside. Ooh, it be. Man, I can use a bottle of lotion in one sitting. I'd be real ashy. It'd be out of control.
So last week when you weren't here and you were filming and stuff like that, we kind of talked about what do you think about Kamala Davis?
I love it.
I do too.
I love it. I have no problems. All the negativity, I ignore it. I don't even read the post. As soon as it looks negative, I scroll up.
Yeah. Somebody posted, this was so funny to me. They said, for all you Kamala Harris haters, can you post your resume? I'm trying to see something. And I was like, right. Because at the end of the day, I just feel like, yes, she may not be the first pick. I don't think any of them are the first pick, but who has really been the first pick? Even you got to be real. We really rocked with Obama because he was black. So I'm just saying, it's like our choices is Trump and then Biden. You know what I mean? And it's like most people don't want Trump. So if you don't vote for Biden, to me, that's a vote for Trump. Yeah. And if you vote for Trump, then it's for Trump. So I'd rather see what other changes we can have because we've been through 4 years of like hell. This is like hell on earth a little bit. So I'd rather see, maybe they may bring it down from hell. I mean, bring it up from hell and bring it to the earth. So I don't know. But I just think that we don't have a lot of people to choose from, and I just definitely don't want to do 4 more years.
We have one choice.
Yes.
And we as a community, we gotta be more forgiving too. As soon as somebody make a mistake, we just want to burn them to the cross.
Yeah.
But then as soon as your uncle be up for parole for murdering 5 people, we want him out.
Right.
T-shirt.
Absolutely.
Free my Uncle Joe. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then part of it is that, because from what I know is with her being the prosecutor and stuff, I'm thinking, are these people innocent? Because if they're innocent, then I can see the beef. But if they committed the crime and they got prosecuted, I'm thinking, should we be mad at them for going to rob the bank or killing somebody or doing whatever it is?
Demographically, where is she doing this prosecuting?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you said, if they're in a certain demographic and they're guilty, it is what it is.
That ends the whole conversation.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
sorry,
it
dog,
is what it is.
you do something and you get caught. I don't care if your judge is black, dark skin, light skin,
Indian,
you're
whatever.
guilty. You're
Yeah.
guilty.
Exactly.
And then is she black? Is she Indian? I don't care what she is right now. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't matter what the race is.
Yeah.
To me, it's what what you're gonna do to help the world right now. It's not even your community, it's the world. So I'm like, I don't have time to be sitting up and she black and she 45% black and she 20% Indian. I don't care if she purple. Long as she can do the job, long as some differences can be made, I'm with it.
1 ounce of black makes you black.
Yes,
Period.
true.
Let's just be realistic.
True. Guys, we want you to like, share, and follow. Share this watch party, whatever we call it, on Facebook. We are looking to get our viewership up, and we appreciate you guys for tuning in, because so much out here, so much content online that you could be anywhere else. But if you're here with us, we appreciate you. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, oh yeah, you remember we had commercials. They ain't stopped.
No, see, every time I leave, she upgrades something.
Oh no, we still.
Every time I'm offset, she books something bigger.
We keeping it up.
But
that's why you get you a woman that's gonna help you build. She gonna help you
when I come back, it's like you got the commercial professor. I got my junk on the piece of paper right here looking stupid. Go ahead.
So we're gonna come back after this commercial break, and we're gonna talk about finding your higher self. And we're gonna have Rod sit in because he has found his higher self, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Have you? Oh, he didn't.
About to find out.
We'll be right back.
Let me know. Ask me some.
Spartans! What is your profession?
And we're back, and that is the Georgia Spartans. I think they've started back up their games and stuff like that. And if you guys want to advertise with us, please contact us at live365@gmail.com. We are helping, definitely doing some great things for Black businesses. You can advertise, period, but we are definitely doing something special for Black businesses. So listen, live365@gmail.com. Yes.
Oh.
All right, so my girl Sharice is back. If you guys didn't catch her last month, I forgot what we talked about, but it's always some dope stuff we talked about. So Sharice and I always have our little conversation, our sidebars, because those are the type of friends you want, that you guys are on the same wavelength and same vibration and trying to be better people and all that. That's the people I want to be around. So we were talking about finding your higher self. And how important that is. And I have some notes. I'll be having to write down my notes because
I know we talk so much.
I'll be having
you have to
take notes. So when you talk about your higher self, because a lot of people define it differently, but it's a term associated with multiple belief systems, but its basic premise describes an internal, omnipotent, conscious, and intelligent being. So it's really, to me, the way I just describe it is when you find your truth, when you're able to live your life on your own terms. We say that a lot, but we really don't. I mean, I guess everybody has their difference of what that means, but to me, is when you release, people, and when you people putting labels on you and worrying about what people have to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are things that, for me, being my higher self. So what do you think?
Yeah, I'm definitely I truly believe that finding your higher self is just becoming who you, remembering who you really are. You know, because before we came here, we knew who we were, and then we got all this mess put on us. You know, we have to, as we live, as we mature, the veil has to be lifted. As you do the work, the veil will be lifted. You know, and in my opinion, the work is, you know, finding your higher self by, you know, just digging deep. Facing yourself. You know, like going through the hurt and the pain, facing the hurt and the pain, not running from it, you know, and walking through it. Not trying to get over it, not trying to go around and past it, going through it, feeling it. Like feeling it. Letting it hurt. And healing from it. You gotta heal.
Yeah, you got to.
It's like a scab, you know. It's like you let it. Yes, it's like you let the scab, you know, form. But you never let it heal. You keep going back doing the crazy stuff because you won't do the work. You keep pulling the scab off, and you never ever heal. You know, because you won't educate yourself enough to do the work. You know, like the meditation, the communication, the forgiveness. You know,
that deep dive. I'm telling you, that today was a deep dive.
I'm an analogy guy. I like those.
You like the scab?
I like the scab. See, I'm an analogy guy. I tell people like, let's break stuff down. People, I like. Go ahead. I like that.
That's it. That's it.
I had that.
Do the work.
I had that today, where it was like I was just like kind of mellow tone. Maybe I was a little tired and stuff like that. But I didn't turn on any music because I'm more of a music person than TV. And so I don't know who's typing. Nobody's typing. But you know, he was talking to me. But I'm saying is for me, it was just one of those quiet days. I took a nap. I just was in deep thought because I'm doing a 30-day Get Fit challenge, and that's mentally and that's physically. And so for me, it's about toning. So it's not this rigorous, like we're going to do this and we're going to do this. I'm telling people, hey, choose your days and whatever you're going to do and whatever that looks like for you. We're accountability. That's what I am for this. And so for me, I don't need to lose weight. I need to tone. The mental part we all can use because mental work is every day, but sometimes you have to take a deeper dive. So before we start blaming everybody else for everything else and how I feel and they shouldn't be doing this and that, we have to take the deep dive because sometimes it is us. You know, like I can recognize my own stuff, you know what I'm saying? To go, maybe you know, or maybe you did this or whatever. So for me, and I feel like I've always had that though. I was talking to somebody today. I've always felt, and when I say this, special, I mean, that at a young age, it was like I was a seeker. Like I was a seeker for higher understanding, understanding the world, life itself. And so I know that this is nothing new for me. It's just being enhanced for me. And so that is why when now you see me, the videos, the Give Me 5 and all that, because I know one, that is my purpose to plant, but also because it feels amazing. I'm seeing people hit me like, your glow, you seem happy. I am. Like I really, really am in such a place that I'm like, everybody should feel this. Like, can I sell this? Can I give it to you? Whatever it is, let me package it up and give it to you. You like that? So how have you like started that journey, or have you felt like you've been there, or you're getting there?
I'm there now, man. I'm just at the place now where I find happiness in each day, no matter how I feel. Like, you know, I was tired today too. Like, you're just gonna have your days, especially after I'm working, like I have shows or I'm on set and I'm tired. Like the next day, I'm like, man, I'm tired. But I really got to be grateful for what I did yesterday. And then I find myself in the morning when I meditate, it's being grateful for something that I haven't seen yet. And I think people find it's hard to get in discipline of doing that because it's like being thankful, like, okay, God, I'm thankful for this contract that's coming that I don't know what it is. I'm thankful for this opportunity that's coming that I can't see. I'm thankful for the people that I'm going to be connected to that I don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I've gotten in that place, and those things manifest. You know, I literally was sitting talking to somebody about, like, I was like, man, I just need to book a commercial or something, man, just to something to get my mind away that we just been at the home on a pandemic. Boom, Pepsi comes out of nowhere. Stuff just happens. Like it just weird. You know, I wanted to do radio, but I didn't want to drive far. Stacey hits me up by radio. She stays 5 minutes away from me. It's crazy. I'm like, yo, it just happens just like that. It just the wheels are turning. The wheels will turn.
Manifestation. I'm saying, because I always tell people I'm a visual person. So even like when I'm going somewhere, if I'm at an event or I'm speaking, I'm already seeing how I look, what I'm saying, and a lot of times it comes to fruition. So even with my plays, I tell a story all the time. You know, when I went to the breakup, I stayed with my girlfriend for a minute. When I moved, I had already seen not the place itself, but the peace, the candles, the organ. I just saw a happy place. And so then when I really got into that place, I was like, wow, this is what I saw. And so people don't understand how powerful it can be. And we're not saying it where you think, oh, I see myself in a new Mercedes Benz and like, bam, you can. Right. We got to think of things that's higher, that feeds us. You know what I'm saying? Like learning to be calmer, learning to not, you know, take things personal. I had to read the 4 agreements again. You know what I mean? To kind of really just remind myself, like, stop taking things personal. Everything ain't about you.
Right.
You know, somebody do something. I know the first instinct, we talked about this earlier, respond and reacting. You know, I can admit I've been like, wait a minute, who they, you know what I mean? But now I go, is this worth my energy? Because energy is so important and it's so useful that if you use it in the wrong way, you can create the wrong wrong outcome for it.
And you know, my teachings are all about emotional control. Because everything that we deal with out here is about how you dealt with your situation emotionally. So did you react? You know, did you react to that thing crazy or did you think about it? You know, did you take time? Because think about it. When, for instance, with George Floyd, right? There was an emotional reaction that took his life from a professional, you know, that had been, they had been in that industry for a long time, who should have been a leader and in control of his emotions. And he lost it and killed a man. And then affected the world.
And then our emotions, like, what? I don't believe this outrage. And I get it. But I'm like, if we learn to channel it, like, I'm so disappointed in my hometown, Chicago, because they looted again. But they just tearing up stuff. And I'm thinking, this is where you live, Chicago already. They went downtown. That's like our little, like, when you go to Chicago, you're like, ooh, the lake and downtown. And they've torn up everything. And I'm like, okay, so now you've done that because they have insurance. What are you proving? It's not sending the right message. And so handling and conquering and channeling your emotions is not easy. That is why it's called deep work, because it takes so much of you to concentrate and go into you that some people just don't like to do that. We don't like to see maybe the slightly ugly parts, or, you know, the difference in us that we like, I don't know, you know who you are. You know who you are, whether you feisty, you funky, you know, you don't like people, you evil, like, you know who you are. And so facing who you are, it takes courage. And when you do that, that's when you start to find peace. Like, you know who you are. Like, I'm trying to get toned. I'm not looking for a 6-pack. I'm not looking for all that. I'm looking for a healthy body that look good in my clothes, because I do want to look good. I'm saying is that my goals for me does not fit what somebody else wants for me.
Absolutely. You said something key earlier. You know, what works for me and what I'm creating for me, you know, it's not for anyone else. You know, you have to be bold enough, you have to be confident enough to know that I have to create my path. You know, I'll get information from here and there and lessons from here and there, but I am creating my own path that I have to be good with.
Not you. My girlfriend posted today on Facebook something about, you know, someone having the audacity. I guess maybe somebody says something like, she's living her best life. She's traveling, she's doing whatever, right? And I guess maybe they, you know, people say something and stuff, like the people that asking me about my mask. And I'm like, I'm grown. So when she posted that, it made me think that she's living. So some people live complacent. I'm not judging, or other people shouldn't be judging who's living. Like, if you don't want to do nothing, that's your business. But when you come and say anything about somebody else, how they live in their life, you out of bounds. You are out of line. You are out of control. And because you're talking to another adult. So if I live my life and you're like, ooh, look at her. Like I said last time, I said, I got to pray harder, because it might be some people out there praying I get COVID, you know, like she moved around too much, you know, and it's like, but what does that have to do with you? So finding your higher self, I'm saying, is all that where what other people do don't bother you. I'm not saying you don't care. I don't have to explain. That's what I'm saying. I hate that when you find out that you defending yourself, even when you don't think that you're defending yourself.
I think people gotta understand too, man. Nobody's wrong or right in this. We're in something that nobody in our generation has seen. So nobody's wrong or right. If you want to sit at the house, you're not wrong or right. If you want to go out the house, you're not wrong or right. And the scenario I like to use, I go to the gym. That's one of my inner pieces. I like to go work out, but my gym is empty. But if you can see, I post a video, a picture of me at the gym, how many people just jump in my DM. But one guy had to burn him up. I'm like, bro, you go to Publix twice a day. You're seeing more people than I'm seeing.
Hello?
I like, but you went with the trend. Oh, don't go to the gym because that's where it's at. People don't realize it's not a place giving people COVID. It's a person. You just don't know who that. It's like the golden ticket on Willy Wonka in the chocolate. You don't know who got it.
Right.
You don't know what you've been open up. It could be in Publix, it could be at the bank. You could high five somebody on the way to your car, and you've been at home the whole time. Boom, you got it. My boy just got it. He's a car salesman in Montgomery. He caught it from his manager. His manager didn't even know he had it. He was like regular, and the manager like, hey, he had to call everybody at the job. Hey man, I got COVID. Y'all go get tested. Some people had, some people didn't.
Yeah.
They have been working together and chilling.
And here's the thing at the end of the day to me is, let's say this. I mean, I feel bad for people that have lost somebody, because this whole thing to me is senseless, because I believe something different than other people believe, wet markets and stuff. That's fine. I'm not judging nobody believe that. I believe this is a pandemic. So anyway, I'm saying is that when people get it, it's not a death sentence for everybody now. Like my son has asthma. Let me be clear, because I like to say this. My son has asthma. I'm very concerned about him. But I've been concerned about him his whole life because he has asthma. So COVID to me is like, I'm not worried about COVID more than I was worried about his asthma, because his asthma could take him out. My son has been intubated. He's been in a chemical coma. He's been airlifted. He had a lung collapse. I've been through him being through near-death experiences. So COVID is just another, thing to me, to be concerned about. But he's 29, but I'm like, you got your CMOS, you got your ginger, you got that. That's all I can tell him, because I believe in God, and I believe it with all this happening, he's still in control. We think God is gonna come down and be like, stop all this, but he gives you free choice. So whether they doing it, planning it, these vaccines and all this kind of stuff, I don't know. But sidebar, I saw on somebody else's page, and I'm late, that said that, that if you go in your settings, there's a COVID. And I just found that out. So I was like, so I shared it because I knew some people didn't know. And people like, oh, they've been dead. I'm like, but I didn't get that announcement. Like, I didn't get somebody to say, they gave me it's time to update your phone. But I didn't get, hey, we're going to put this on there. And it's supposedly tell you who you in the area. So that's to make us feel good. Like, oh, that's great. We can know who's in the area. Well, they ain't pinpointing people out. They ain't going, Sharice has COVID. It's telling your area. But I still believe that it's for more than just that. We know the phones track you and all that, but it's more than just, we want to let you know who in the area got COVID. So I'm just saying, I'm a higher thinker. I'm a free thinker, and I don't put my thoughts and my beliefs on nobody, and don't put them on me. Don't be inboxing me with no stuff or whatever. Or don't ask me about no mask. Don't ask me about my life. I'm living it. So anyway, I just want to say that part. Boom. So. But I came up with that, like I had typed these notes up about other things about higher self and seeing with compassion. A lot of people have been through stuff. We don't know nobody's trauma. We don't know if they've been abused, sexually abused. We don't know if they've been homeless and starving and hungry. We don't know. So if we try to see people in a different light, which is hard, because some people, you're like, I can't, she gets on my nerve. And I know, and that's your choice to go. Every time I'm with her, it's conflict, or him. So you have the choice to remove yourself. But if we give people a little bit of compassion when we see them and say, oh, because now I can read, like, they kind of hurt. Or I don't know what you hurt about, but you can tell people that are hurt. People are sad or going through something, can't you? Especially being in your profession and doing what you do with people, you can feel it.
Drop on people, man. Hurt, most of the time, after a certain amount of time, is self-inflicted.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I tell people all the time, they're in bad relationships. You're in a bad relationship where you're being hurt constantly, but you see yourself hurt.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning, you see yourself in the mirror, like, this person is hurt. That is your fault. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to put up that much of a fight unless you get to marriage. Then you got to put up a little bit harder fight. But if you're like in a regular relationship or a friendship or a business situation, like if you're hurting after a certain amount of time, you're doing it to yourself. You're continuing to allow them to hurt you.
Yeah, it's an addiction.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's an addiction to pain.
Yeah.
It's an addiction to trauma.
Yeah.
People don't realize that.
And it becomes an expectancy, I think,
Yeah.
too. Like you get in a relationship, you might say, I want to be loved and I want to be this and that, but you haven't done the work. So you still attract abusive partners mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever. And so that's why I'm all like this. Oh, let's do this and talk about this, because I've always done work, but I'm doing like some deep dive type of work now, because I realized that I could attract the same thing again if I do not work with myself, if I do not open up to myself.
And I'll tell you another thing, you know, like when you've done that work long enough, you move to a space where it's time for you to teach the work.
Yes.
And then that teaching the work is another level of healing for you. Because when you start teaching people, then you're healing yourself on another level.
Yeah.
You know, instead of staying waddling in that same space of, you know, oh, I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work.
But you at home miserable.
Really,
You at home
should
miserable.
be teaching it by now.
Yeah.
You know, after 10 years of whatever kind of abuse or any kind of situation you've been in, you know, if you have not removed yourself from it and came from a space of healing, and now I am teaching others how to move through it, you ain't done the work.
Because everybody, I believe, destiny is connected to somebody else. We don't know who they, whether you know them or you don't know them.
Yeah.
When you talk to somebody, I've had people before email me that I had no idea who they were and say something nice. And I don't feel like, I feel like, wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you don't know how God is going to use you.
Yeah.
And so you be thinking like, you know, in a sense, when you say insignificant, meaning that I can really penetrate and make a difference like that. I'm not Ayala, I'm not this person, but you don't know who's looking at you, inspired by you. And I always keep it, you know, what they call it, 100 tree or whatever the saying is now, is I'm very transparent with a lot of stuff, because I feel like when people look at people and maybe think that they got it together or they're doing so much more, and you just don't know really what they're going through or whatever. So like, I'm happy. I am happy. I'm glowing. I am, you know, and all that. But I still have my own little fights with, you know, if it's bills or what we gonna do the radio show, we gonna do it at my house or we gonna do it here, whatever. It's always something. But because now I've done work, I can kind of have more patience with myself so that I don't, because I've made emotional moves and then be like, man, I shouldn't have even did that.
But I think in this time, this uncertain time that we're in right now, I think that we've all been like leveled out kind of on the same playing ground.
That's what it feels like.
And I think I don't like using the word humble because I don't like the definition of it. But when you really think about where we all are,
I don't know right
low,
now.
This is low, and we're not low.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're expanding and we're high. So, but you know, Black people use the word humble all the time. Humble yourself. And no, don't humble yourself. Be confident and be bold about where you've been and what you've been through. You don't have to be humble about it. Just look it up in the dictionary. We're not lowly. It's lowly, and we're not lowly.
You gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah. But what I was saying was, you know, we have all been put on the same playing ground. We have been leveled out. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care where you've been, what you've done. When we were locked down, everybody was in the same position, you know? Yeah. So I think that was truly eye-opening to what you gonna do.
Yeah.
What are you gonna come out of this as?
Right.
You know?
That's what I've been saying, is like, if COVID didn't do nothing else, people should be losing weight. They should be getting their health in control. They should be teaching their kids something about money, about life. I mean, and I know that, you know, there's been some parents that had to be home. They were still working. They were essential workers. They kept working. So I'm not saying that, you know, time allots for everything, but it still was a more quiet time for the world than it has ever been in my little lifetime. So I'm saying this is the opportunity, because once it starts really, once open, but really getting, I won't even say back to normal, to the new norm, then that's when we'll feel like, I don't have time. I can't do this. We can do whatever we want to do. Yeah. And so that's why, like, even working out, if I don't work out today, I don't beat myself up about it, because what it is, and the day is gone, and beat myself up does nothing for my self-esteem, my confidence, and my higher self. Yeah. So I say, man, you got to get on it tomorrow. So that's why I'm like, nobody should be sitting at home, well, my opinion, gaining weight because this is an opportunity to try those little meals and, you know, get you some meal planning going and like do your DIYs, do the things that you've been wanting to do, because this has told us that we are all on the same playing field. Even celebrities, like, they ain't working. They just starting back to work. They had to go online and do stuff. And I'm sure that wasn't paying like it was paying if you came in person. So everybody has seen a hit in some capacity from losing somebody, from, you know, just losing your job and depending on this little money that other countries, we're the greatest country, and they getting monthly stipends of $7,000, and we over here with $1,200, sitting here diddling our fingers for the next 12. And you know, anything I'm thankful for, but I'm like, that's not my rent. That's not even my rent. And then it's 10 more weeks. So I'm like, this is a perfect time to really, really like tap into yourself and what you want to do, start those businesses and all that. Another one I had was win-win outcomes. The higher self knows that sustainable good outcomes come from caring for others and taking care of self. Either or solutions are rarely good relationship tools. Everyone should see some form of win, creatively and intuition aspects of higher self. That's why I believe in my intuition. When we were younger, people be like, you just be acting funny with people. And it's like, no, something right here. I'm not that messed up. Where it's just like everybody, you know, it's something inside of me that tells me this isn't good for me. And we go past it. We all do. And then it tells you again, you be like, but they, you know, they okay. They just going through something. And then you go through it. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. I feel like a 3 strikes you out, because one time, you know, oh, I'm sorry, Sharice, I didn't mean to do that. You know, second time you do it, it's like, hey, I told you about that. And it's like, I'm sorry. 3 times, that's who you are. That's your character. That's just who you are. And so I don't want to be mad at you. So I'm going to remove myself, because I see that you may have some work to do. So I don't want to judge you, because we can do it easy. And, you know, but we do. It's like, oh my God, I wouldn't do that. So I just rather walk away from friendships, relationships, and anything that goes against what I'm trying to do. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we have a commercial coming up again. We're going to take a break and wet our whistles and stuff like that, because we've been talking straight. So after this commercial break, we'll be right back.
Spartans! What is your profession?
And we're back. And Rod is sitting here. We was just sitting here talking, and I said, Rod is such in deep thought. And I was like, are you thinking about your higher self? Like, are you just like really?
I feel like people don't realize effective communication is also listening. So it's not always about what I say. Sometimes it's about what I'm hearing. So sometimes I just like to sit back and just see what's being said. It might be something I haven't heard before. You know, I love little analogies and, you know, stuff like she's saying or stuff that you're saying. I just like to listen and take it in.
Okay.
Is that still me? Okay, so the question was, what if you find yourself always shining kind of brighter? You know?
I love it.
Yeah, it speaks to what you were just saying.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think if you're shining brighter, like brighter than other people, I think that light could be shined back on others. But when people don't receive it, I don't think that's just your circle. And see, what people feel, I think sometimes it's like, you know, like saying that, well, if you shine brighter, somebody, what you mean you shine bright? It's the back and forth stuff of, why do you think you shining brighter? You ain't better than nobody. It's like, I'm not, but I choose to do some work that helps me, obviously, because light attracts darkness. So people that too sometimes want to be around you are people that are seeking too, but don't know how to receive it. So they kind of talk about you to make you feel bad about yourself. And it's like, but no.
That's why I think it's important in your growth to really look at self and be like, I'm all about a no judgment zone. You know, I do not judge people and where they've been and what they've been through. You just never know. And you never know what's coming out of it. Because I know I've been through some craziness, you know, and, you know, you just would never imagine. But the thing about it is, if you're not growing and standing back and looking at people's their experiences through a broader perspective, then you can't help them.
Yes.
You know, if you're looking at them in judgment and I don't do that, so I'm not talking to her, and I don't believe in that, and I don't do that. You're judging.
Yeah.
Like, you need to understand what judging is. Okay, but you may be put in a position where you can help this person heal. And I think I posted something recently. No, I think it was the day before yesterday. It basically was about, you know, you could be someone's game changer.
Yes.
Or maybe even a lifesaver.
Yes.
You know, it's not just about motivating people. You might be saving someone's life by giving them a smile, by changing their energy when you come in their space, by giving them a hug, by saying something that they needed to hear that day. You could save their life. It's not all about just being cute, motivating, and inspiring people.
Yeah.
It's serious out here. People are depressed.
Yes.
People are hurting. And if you
Lonely.
have that power, it's important for you to know your power. It's important for you to know who you are and what you have to offer so that you can get out. Everybody says, I want to help people. I want to change the game. I want this. I want that. No, we'll do the damn work.
Right.
So you can get out here and help people.
And don't pretend like you're doing it.
And don't pretend.
Because the pretending, who is it for? Because
don't be nice.
You not. If you pretend a mean girl and
mean girl in person.
Okay, we didn't hit a nerve.
Yes.
It is some mean girls out here. They are like some of the top motivational speakers or women empowerment groups or when they doing praise and worship in the morning. I'd be like, I know you.
Right.
I know
you. You mean.
Right.
Like, you're mean, like, for real.
Yeah.
Like, I told somebody there today, I said, someone named they took it personal. I'm like, that's the mean girl.
That's the mean girl.
You know, it was something about it. And I was like, I'm like, I'm joking. And they just responded. I'm like, that right there. You that.
You don't even have enough emotional control to just breathe through it before you react.
But these girls paying you $300 to come and spend a night with you for a weekend so you can show them how to be nice. Hilarious.
Yeah, and let me say this. So while you're being fake about who you really are, what about that energy? What about y'all, those ones who paid the $300 to go see these people who are so positive? What about her real energy?
Right.
What about what she's really carrying?
Some people are really good in it.
They are good.
Yeah.
But that's why you need to know who you are. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you show up to support somebody and learn from somebody. You need to know who you are, period.
Well, I'm going to say this. I know some people, and not even personally, they, like on stage, they're on fire. Off stage, it's like I can see the fakeness. It's like, hey, You know, I mean, it's like Hollywood comes in. I don't know what it is.
Am I allowed to speak to you? Or?
Yeah, and
That's
so,
a show.
and that's the thing, you know, that I look at too, because anybody can kind of get on stage and be like, oh my God, we bringing the fire.
Yeah.
But then after that, you know what I'm saying? I can't get in touch with you if that's what that's what I'm paying for and stuff like that. And that's why I'm saying you got to be careful of that, because even though they're projecting the positive energy on the stage, that other energy is still in the room. It's still in the room. So now when you leave and get an argument with your man, you like, what the hell? I'm not blaming it on her per se, but I'm saying when you find yourself around different people, it's a different flow. And when they talk about vibration, it is a different vibration for real. And so that's why I'm like, why are people in empowerment or doing it? You know, like people making way more money than me. Maybe because mine is grassroots and real, and that's just what it is. But also, I'm not knocking anybody making money, but it's like transform these lives that you're saying you're going to transform in a way that helps them go transform somebody else's life. That's the whole point. Each one teach one. Like Sharice is doing, I'm not like, what you doing? You doing the same thing I'm doing? No, I can't be the Messiah. You know what I mean? We need everybody, men and women. We definitely need some men to be doing some empowerment more than it is, because our men need healing. Our men need to be loved. Trying to write a book. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guarantee you got enough to not be like, what's Sharice doing? You know, or what Rod on? You know what I'm saying? He always doing a commercial. If Rod don't come in 3 weeks in a row, so what? I get Sharice, somebody else come in because I want him to follow his dream. If he needs to leave the show, then I'd say, hell yeah, you done did some great things. It's time for you to move on. No hard feelings. But that's hard to do, that in a relationship and anything. But when you think through it, first thing is acceptance. Accept who you are and how you are and where you are. And once you do that, then now you can go into, okay, I know I'm a mean person. I know maybe I need to calm down a little bit. Let me start with meditating. Let me start with addressing my issues. You know what I mean? And then another one was strong boundaries. When you find in your higher self, that's probably one of the biggest one is strong boundaries. Let me make sure I read this right real quick. I gotta put my glasses on. I read the last time without them. Don't try to play me. I did struggle. I did. I just should get contact.
I wanted to hand them to you.
I know. I was trying to be a big girl.
I was
trying. I know. I was trying. I want contacts, but they was like, you don't really need contacts. But okay. Anyway.
If my contacts fell out, y'all would have to walk me to my car.
Oh, you got contacts?
Oh, it's rough without these things.
Oh man. I can see without them, but not reading.
I wake up look for my glasses like this.
Life after 40, right? Wow. So it's the strong boundaries. I love to say that there is nothing wimpy about being spiritual. The higher self can say no and mean it. Higher self sets boundaries calmly and clearly. There are times to be compassionate, wise, and immovable. So that's what I'm saying. We be thinking like, oh, if I don't do it, she's gonna be mad, or you know, I don't want them to think this and all that. But you're going against what yourself, what your spirit, what your soul is saying. That's why when I did the Give Me 5 moments is, with saying no. If you say, hey, Stacy, can you take me over or whatever? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. And then you go, well, why can't you? That's a little invasive because I said I can't. And if you know who I am, oh, Stacy would take me. if she could,
Yeah,
or if you know what I mean. It's not like I'm being mean. It's just you got to know the people you're dealing with. Or people throw up, well, I did this for you, and it's like, well, did you, or did you do it for me to do this back for you? And I know I've been there too in the past, but now I just think so much differently. If somebody tell me no, I'm not thinking, why I said my kids, because they should never tell me no. But I'm saying, other than that, you don't know if people got something going on. They don't want to tell you what's going on. So setting those boundaries, man, I'm telling you, that's one of the biggest things that's helped me.
I agree. And self-boundaries. You know, you have to set boundaries with self, you know, because we break our own rules. We break our own promises, you know, and then you disappoint yourself, and then you kind of set yourself back sometimes.
Just a small example of that.
Working out.
Yeah.
You know, if you say I'm gonna work out 7 days a week, and you wake up Monday
Don't feel like it.
and don't feel like and don't work out, then guess what? You're gonna mess around and not work out the whole rest of the week. When all you have to do is, all right, well, I didn't work out Monday morning, maybe at noon when I get a break, maybe I go for a walk. Maybe I do 100 squats and I got to work out again, you know, or even if I didn't do it until midnight, you know, I did something, you know.
That's what I tell people when they ask me what my regimen is. I was like, don't worry about what my regimen is.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if you're a person that does not like to work out, which, you know, I have a lot of female friends that they're like, right, it's just, I'm going to just diet.
Yeah.
I like, find you something that you don't mind doing for at least 15 minutes a day.
Right.
Yeah.
Start right there. Don't think you're gonna be one of these persons go buy all these outfits from Target.
Yeah.
And then you can go to LA Fitness and be in there for 2 hours. You're gonna be in there on your phone, scroll on Instagram.
Yeah.
15 minutes. Find you something. 15 minutes is gonna make you tired, whether that's riding a bike for 15 strong minutes, or the elliptical for 15 minutes, or jump rope for 15 minutes, or just find you something on YouTube that you can do for 15 minutes. Like that's 15 minutes of your day.
Healthy, strong, accountable.
That's it.
Yeah.
Boundary.
And I read where it don't really take, like, if you do 20, 25 hard minutes, that can equate to working out for an hour.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, when I go to the gym, I'm a good, strong 45 an hour, right? Because I do like 30 on the treadmill. Then I do the rest with the little weights and stuff like that. I'm not being in there 2 hours. I'm not buying all these outfits and stuff like that. They prettier than, you know, the workout is. You ain't really working out. You just wearing outfits. I don't do that. But like you said, I've missed where I'm like, oh, it's been 3 days. But I know I'm very active. So if it's nothing but me walking around, let me walk to the mailbox or something like that. You know, it's hot enough for you to burn a sweat. You got to do something, but be kind to yourself. If you're 7, 8 days, then you're going to start lagging where you have to start the whole process again. And you don't want to do that because that's why you stopped in the first place. So do something every day that helps you get to the goal that you want. That's why with the 30-day fit challenge, it wasn't like, okay, day 1, we doing this, day 2. No, I said, everybody, whatever you need to do, because what I need to do I don't need to lose no more weight and look like a bobblehead. I just want to tone up my arms and do some things. Somebody else may lose weight. You laughing? Okay. Somebody maybe do, toning. Somebody's doing weight. Somebody's doing endurance, whatever. I was being the accountability for us all, sharing some products that I use, sharing get your sea moss, get your ginger. I'm suggesting that, and then be accountability, because if I say I'm doing 3-4 days a week, then you're like, I'm gonna do 3-4 days a week. You're not. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not. So that's why I say that. But the last one I want to say is, okay, why don't you say nothing? Positive emotional texture. The higher self can see beauty and wonder in so many places. Like when you see flowers and stuff, like who was that said that? Buddha or something, like you like a flower, you pick it, but you love it, you let it sit there and the beauty show for everybody. Yeah. If you are feeling peaceful, joyful, grateful, wise, and compassionate, you are probably in higher self. That's how I feel. I feel high all the time, y'all, and not off nothing, just life. Watch your body. Ego tends to cause fight or flight response, like shallow breathing and clench muscles. Your muscles and emotions will help you know which voice you are listening to. That's what I'm telling you. Your breath, you get mad. That's why you see people, you breathe, and I'm telling you, it calms you down for a minute to be like, okay, let me tell you something. You know what I'm saying? Like you can take a moment to pull back and stuff like that. And so
to make a decision that can take you in one direction or the other, you know, whether that be positive or negative.
Yeah.
You know?
Just stop for a second.
Yeah, just stop.
Yeah.
Stop and think.
Yeah.
You know, quit popping off.
Yeah.
And we're too old for that.
We're too old for that. And you are too old for it if you 30. You should, popping off should stop after 20 years old.
someone feels excited or misunderstanding. I said, hold on. What do you think I said?
Mm-hmm.
And that's some people, it shocks people. And then they repeat. I'm like, no, that's not what I said. I said this. I like, see, you already on a tangent because you didn't breathe. Now, what if I just responded? Now, if I responded to you with the same energy you giving me, now we're in an argument and we're arguing for two different reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I was at this dinner and my homegirl was like, I'm the type, when I get hungry, I'm hungry as hell. It ain't a gradual sit. Like, I need to.
Right there.
If you invite me to your house to eat, what time a plate's gonna get served?
Right.
Because if you're gonna be cooking when I get there, I'm gonna eat before I come.
Yeah, I get hungry.
So I get there and all my friends, this is like a known thing. My whole family know, like, right, hungry, you gotta eat right there. I'll stop at a restaurant on the way to a barbecue because I own food for it. I lose friendships over that. But anyway, I'm telling her, she's like, I gotta make this little delivery right quick. She's like, the room is 623. Okay, cool. And then she's on the way out and she's like, okay, I gotta go to room 625. I'm like, didn't you say 623? She's like, Roger, we gonna eat in a second. Wait a minute.
Hold on.
What did you hear me say? You rushed me because you hungry. No. First you said 623. Now you just said 625. So you're about to deliver to the wrong building. Oh, but see, just that quick. If I would have responded with the same energy, we would have had an argument because she snapped on me like, and you are absolutely wrong. But they don't realize people take me for granted because I'm always the chill guy. I'm like, wait a minute, what did you hear me say? Because your energy too high. Oh, see.
I get a lot of like that, you know.
Right.
You know what I'm thinking about? Because when I pop off, I'm gonna pop off about something that really needs to be popped off.
Listen, it's gonna be ready, set, go.
Or that don't run, don't let nobody run over you, and it's like, they're not running over me.
Not running
like
over
who
me.
decides that? So
No.
I think, but some people need that kind of affirmation with themselves. Like, I had to tell Stacey, I had to tell Ryan. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I don't get off on going off on nobody, so I don't care.
I don't get off on embarrassing you.
yeah,
I don't want to embarrass you.
I don't
want to be embarrassed.
I don't want to make you feel low.
No, I don't want to make you feel low. I don't.
That is.
But
so.
can I segue into something I think will be pretty amazing?
Okay.
Okay, that's why it's so important for you to know what your gifts are.
Mm-hmm.
So your gift, like one of your gifts is obviously bringing calm and clarity to a situation.
Mm-hmm.
When you know what those gifts are, then you can interject those situations in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Because people, I have that too. I have a calmness about me and accountability.
Yes.
We're not gonna talk about her. We're not gonna talk negative about nobody.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what she's going
and that takes a lot.
We don't know where she is and what she got going on, so we're gonna leave that alone right there. And people notice when they're around me. I don't talk about people. We can have fun talking about a whole lot of things, but we're not gonna talk about people in a low way and hurting way.
Yeah.
So understanding your gifts, and I have a class coming up about that. I'm so excited.
Yeah, tell everybody about the class.
Yes,
before we go.
Yeah, it's about healing and understanding your gifts.
Okay.
Because I've been in the beauty industry for 26 years now, and we're healers, but most of us don't even know it. And then you get frustrated after 10, 15, 20 years of being in the industry, but you don't know what your gift is. You're sitting up instead of helping people heal, you're gossiping and talking. You're amongst the people in the conversations when you should be healing people through conversations, through your gift, through your work.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what your gifts are right now, you need to stop and get lined up.
Yeah.
So
I challenge everybody to do just that,
Find out what makes you happy.
Yeah, find those gifts and find out what makes you happy and set those boundaries and understand that your life is all you got. We don't know how long, people have died from COVID, gone too soon and stuff like that. So every time you wake up in the morning, it's like you made it. And so that is half the battle, because you could just die. You ain't got to worry about them bills. You ain't got to worry about COVID. And I don't know nobody that wants to die. So stop complaining and let's do the work to heal ourselves, and then we can heal others. And then, so you'll give us the information about the class. So
yes, I will.
Okay.
It's coming up, because it'll be in my membership. So I'll be dropping all that information.
We will definitely share that with you guys. I will definitely be over there, because we're not talking like, we healed, we did it. No, it is a constant every day, because I might still talk about a couple of people, not like seriously, you know what I'm saying? It's just family, you know what I mean? So, but I want to stop that, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my sister, Yvette, that had surgery, and, God is giving her, it went really well and all that kind of stuff. But that's my little beef right there. So I'm learning too. But thank you guys for tuning in. I hope this resonated and gave you life and gave you some ideas of you know, how to, you know, start living your life a lot better. Not worrying about what people say about you, because they don't matter. Like, people are hurting, so they're coming from a hurt place. So in order to find your higher self, you got to do some deep work. Like, you got to look yourself in the mirror, just like they say, and go, I'm beautiful. Go, I'm beautiful, and I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Write down what you know about yourself to be true. You to yourself, you know what I mean? You ain't got to share it with nobody and be like, yeah, I'm messed up. You know, you do it yourself, and I'm telling you, you will be appreciative of the work you do. Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. I want to next week we have Maya Dilla-Smith with Unscripted, so she gonna be bringing some heat too. I'm hoping that we're gonna talk about buying some land, because that is what I want to buy, this land. I saw 19 blacks bought some land, and I was like, I need to be friends with them. So I'm definitely, she's coming back, and she's gonna bring some heat. And then I'm going to, Rod, you got anything we need to promote? Tell the people about where to get the Who Got Me, Who Gonna Stop Me shirt. That's what your higher self. Who gonna stop me from getting my higher self?
I love it, man. Keep coming back next week, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
And Sharice, how they can follow you?
Follow me on the Sharice B on Instagram. And be Sharice B tomorrow on
we changed
on Facebook. Yeah, just be Sharice B. Okay, follow me. Yeah, the Sharice B.
Okay, and we'll put that in the Facebook chat. So I'm going to definitely leave you guys with the message to self. And it says, there is something unique about this time in my life. These be so on point. It said, with how wild it's been this year, I feel like I'm exactly where I need to be. It's like everything happened the way it needed to, and now there's room for something new and incredible to emerge. And that is you and your higher self. I'm telling you, please let us know if you learned something from this. Connect with Sharice, connect with Rod. We here every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Send us questions. We want all that good stuff, you know. And please like, share, and follow. We are definitely trying to get, I think the Instagram is like, 500 and something. We want to get that up. And also the Facebook page and all that good stuff. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in every Thursday, and we will see you next week.